Good afternoon. So here we are, a review of the iFi xDSD. This particular unit is a review unit sent by iFi. So thank you very much to Lawrence and the crew over there for giving me some time to review this and see, how it did as I ran it through its paces. So I'm not going to spend much time on what's in the box and everything because you can see that anywhere. Really want to jump as quickly as possible to thoughts and things that I learned about it. So you get your sleeve, your iFi box, so make a mess everywhere, your documentation, little quick start guide, and then just, some additional literature there. Inside the box, get a nice little microfiber pouch to carry it in. Get your accessory box. Now, in your accessory box, you get all your expected things. You get, as I make a mess everywhere, you get your iFi cable for USB connectivity. So this could go into your computer or with an adapter go into your tablet or laptop. Short little USB charging cable. This is micro USB. This is just for charging. It's not for signal, as I'm told. And then an alternate if you have, like a lot of times the USB cables that had the printer termination on the end. It's an alternate for using that type of USB cable instead of a USB-A terminated cable. Silicone gel packs, kids don't eat that. If you want to stick your iFi onto the back of your phone or tablet or whatever, Velcro stickies to attach them. And then, of course, you get a little optical adapter to do optical. And then the main unit itself. Now, I believe there's also a black version, but this one is the kind of chromed version. So on the back, you've got your input for coaxial. You've got your USB. You've got your filter. I always just use plain old linear, but you can also adjust it to do what they call measure. I just prefer the listen. And then of course the micro USB charge cable goes in there. Now on your front, you have your 1/8" audio plug, indicator for what type of connection you have, and input, whether it's going to be high res or lower. And then you've got your main power button. Your main power button, you push it on and it'll power on. If it powers on blue, it's a Bluetooth version. If it powers on green, then it's in some type of physical connection connector version. And then your mode selector button to select whether you're using the 3D effects to enhance your soundstage, or whether you're using your X bass to try to deepen your bass levels, bass responses, and you can toggle through one, the other, or both, or everything off. So let's just talk about what I think a lot of people would like to know about this unit. At first, I was looking at it and I was thinking, is this going to be a replacement for my iDSD? And after playing around with it, to me, the answer is no. I think they're complementary, but a replacement, definitely not. This is just short of a desktop replacement. Matter of fact, When I'm on the road and stopping off in hotels and everything, this is my travel desktop placement for whatever cans I happen to bring with me. This is more, in my mind, as a replacement for the onboard sound of your typical laptop or tablet or phone to get higher resolution. Maybe your phone is capable of playing this, you know, group of high-end, DSD, um, MQA. Maybe it's capable of it, but does it do it well? And does the onboard amplifier and headphone out have the capabilities to truly do it justice? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. This locks you in, make sure you do, and then make sure that you do have it. Also gives you the capability of having a physical connection to your wired headphones if you have one of the new phones that doesn't have a headphone jack. This helps you to bypass this. So, so to me, I was thinking, what is this for? Well, if you have, like I've got a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. The Galaxy Note 8s happen to have a pretty decent audio capability. So not so much, but there are a lot of new and nifty phones that don't really have that. They may be too soft. They may be, maybe don't have the same resolution. Maybe the amp doesn't power them as fully, even though it'll get them loud. Maybe it sounds kind of hollow. Maybe it sounds kind of thin, thready. This device will help you take care of that. Again, does it do the same thing as an iCan or a IDSD? No, not meant to, though. At least I don't think it is. So, but for me, what I'm thinking is, here I have a high-end digital audio player, DAP. Does pretty much any audio format that I want. Now, this is an older one. This is an iBasso DX90. Doesn't do like MQA and all the other latest stuff, but for me, it did everything that I thought I would want it to do. And the headphones out, I'm thinking, hey, it does all this, and the headphones out, perfect, I'm set. Well, it turns out that when I use the coaxial out of the DXD, or rather, coaxial out of the DX90 into the xDSD, I actually get better sound. And there's a couple of things that go behind it. For one thing, power. For another thing, response. This is capable of, believe it's like 17 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm older. I've had my hearing tested, and while I can hear pretty reliably up to 17, 18 kilohertz, beyond that, it's really lost on me. But to have the overhead there and know that you're getting that full response on the upper end is great. But if you are a bass head and you really want to feel that low bass, or even if you're not a bass head and you're into classical and you just want that full spectrum, full fidelity, where this stops at 17 hertz, this goes all the way down to 4. And it goes all the way up to like 80 kilohertz. Can you hear that high? No. But is it nice to know it's there? Yes. And by the way, that's courtesy of the engineers. I had to ask specifically for that info. And again, thank you very much to Lawrence, who went out to the engineering crew and got that information for me specifically. So what does it do? What is it for? Well, I think it's for travel. Will it drive your Bose noise canceling headphones? Yes. Yes, it will. It'll do it nice. So again, no problems with doing your Bose noise canceling. Can do them all day, no problem. your in-ear monitors. It'll drive your typical, like your. I really like the Etymotic. These are the these are the XRs, extended range. Um, these drive beautifully, and I get a good wide sound stage, a lot of good definition, but it still has some nice bass in it, a little bit more than the SR version does. So if you kind of want to be spoiled and have kind of the best of both worlds, you want that high-end definition, but you also want to have that lower end bass a little bit more than the S version does, then these are awesome. It will also drive very nicely. These are the Shure CX 302s. These are old. I think they're even discontinued, but I love them. They're great. These are what I've taken to for almost knockarounds, just for easy listening, but good amount of response. And these I truly love. These are from a company called One More, and these are the One More quad driver, and just excellent sound, great detail, excellent clarity, and even more than I get through the headphone out or line out, doesn't matter with this, because for some reason or another, even the line out is controllable via the volume. xDSD just does a much better job. So I think that's really its primary purpose, but will it also drive portables? Like these are my AKG, these are the K545s. I believe it'll also do the same thing for the 553s. If you're on Mass Drop, I think that they're out there. It does a beautiful job with these. While not really practical, if you happen to have the good old standby K550s, why you would want to travel with a cord this long, I don't know. But screw off your quarter, go to your 1/8 or 3.5, and boom. And it will do a fair job. It will drive them decently, certainly no complaints. Does it draw out the maximum of them, as opposed to if you hook them into, like if I hook them into my Asgard 2 desktop amp, or even the iCan or the iDSD, they'll sound a little bit better, but 9 versus 10. If I'm really sitting and critically listening, I'll go for something else. But if you're on the run, it'll do the job. Now, is it going to run something like your Barodynamics? These are the T1s. These are my favorite analytical headphones. This is when I truly want to listen for something. I even use these when I'm mastering audio. These show everything. These reveal, much more than you would probably ever expect. I can get sound out of them, but would I want to use them to listen, to edit, to enjoy? Definitely not. It can, but I wouldn't recommend it. But it is an option. You will get sound out of it, but you'd have to be in a really, really quiet room. It's not going to get them but so loud. And then, of course, if you have like Sennheiser 650s, Sennheiser 600s, 600 ohm headphones, it can get sound out of them. But again, if you're in a whisper quiet room, you'll hear something, but will you enjoy it? No. So hopefully that answers the questions that I've seen popping up on the threads. Will it drive this? Will it drive that? Hopefully this gives you a range of what it will and won't do. So out of the box, it carries everything that you would need to hook up. My recommendation would be digital audio player. No matter how good the internals are, it comes down to the amp and headphone out that's in this. If you've got a super high-end FIIO, if you've got a Estel and Kern A&K, you've got a super high-end, and they have exchangeable headphone amp stages. There's a reason for that, because the standard one that's in there is meh, usually. And then you can get better ones. Well, you can get a better one that only works for that unit, or you can get a better amp that will enhance whatever you hook it up. That's really it. Do I see this as a replacement for owners of the iDSD? No. I see this as a more portable travel option, if you will, because this will fit in the shirt pocket. These won't. These, while they fit nicely in my laptop bag, do not fit in a shirt pocket. They barely fit in cargo pants. But this will. This will fit in a pants pocket, front, back. It's just much more portable. But then again, different devices. 4 watts of output. This will drive pretty much anything that you've got. And this is more for mobile. So that's my report. You get great sound stage. You get good bass. Definitely not the same difference that you see with the iDSD. I mean, you get, for the 3D, you get standard, and then you get, like boom, wide. And then for the X bass, I mean, none, more, and when you click to more, you notice it. So I picked up the wrong thing. This, a little bit more subtle. It's there. If you're listening, you'll definitely hear it. But this is night and day. Black Label, same thing. Sorry, I don't have it here with me. But Chord Mojo, again, it comes down to, do you want Bluetooth? If you want to have the Bluetooth capability, it's got it. Do you want that good, strong, high detailed output? Do you want that wide frequency range? This provides it. This won't be a bottleneck. The bottleneck in your audio chain will be Bluetooth. There's just no way around it. Your Bluetooth, no matter how good you are with the current, even if you've got like Bluetooth 5, it still is not as full frequency response capable as wired. This gets you a heck of a lot closer than most Bluetooth devices do. So that's really how it ranks. You've got wired and old-fashioned, and wow, just tops. Then you've got Bluetooth capability or wired. It gives you the flexibility. The Bluetooth is as good as I've heard for Bluetooth, and the wired, like I said, you can do coaxial straight in, and you're just going to get excellent sound quality out of it, and an excellent amp. And again, you do have that ability for balance. And then you have, your standard phone. Some phones are better than others, but again, no matter how good the software is in your phone, it's still limited by the hardware. And then again, you have your DAPs. If you want to spend $1,800 for an Estelle & Kern, or $800, $650, that they run the gamut. You can get one for probably like $199. But like the really good Sony digital audio players, the FIIO, I'm always missing one. I actually still like the DX90 better than the newest one from my Bassos. I'm waiting for the next one to come out. But pretty much no matter what you get, it's the weakest link in the chain. And this minimizes the weak link. It gives you the best Bluetooth that at least I've heard. It gives you a great internal amp, gives you enough power to drive anything that you would carry reasonably. Enough for, if you wanted to go wired, enough to drive very nicely your noise canceling headphones. It just gives you the capability to do whatever you want, and just in a nice small package. Oh, and by the way, if you do have a little digital audio player, something you can't do as cleanly with something like the micro line, which, by the way, still portable. I do carry it around. The iCan, but definitely the iDSD. I think this has seen 20 states so far. But that, I mean, that's nice. I mean, basically, it's the size of a deck of cards. I strap it onto the back of my digital audio player, and I just throw it in a jacket pocket. And when I really, really want to listen to something, I'll use my automatics. And when I'm just, waiting in the airport or something like that, then, like I said, I'll use my Shores. When I really just want to, go away and not think about it, it's nice, it's simple, you just plug it up and it works. And that's the bottom line. All the talk about menus and everything like that, I'll be honest with you, I set it up once. I did all the different permutations and everything just to make sure that everything worked. But again, just to be honest with you, I set it up once, I got it the way I wanted, I never changed it again. So once I was done playing with it, it has one setting, it stays that way. I turn it on, I change the volume, I maybe, depending upon the track, adjust whether I have X bass or 3D. Other than that, it just works. And to me, that's what's important. So that's it. That's my review of the FIIO xDSD portable USB DAC with Bluetooth. Thank you all. Hope this was of value to you. Hopefully I provided something a little bit different than the same old, and catch you next time.